Hello and welcome everyone, as we are all about to enter the RecKLess Reglis Effect web show and podcast with your host Tryfon Reglis. So please sit back, relax, and get ready to be entertained, because we are now in effect, and it all starts right now. The RecKLess Reglis Effect web show and podcast. Warning. The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. It may be considered adult in nature. Viewer, listener discretion is advised.
It's like a real talk show, huh?
Sort of. So now we're on. Okay, let's see. We're there. We got the crotch area. All right, so welcome everyone. This is the RecKLess Reglis Effect web show and podcast with my guest Bartolomeo.
Hello, how are you?
Yes.
My name is Bartolomeo.
Bartolomeo. So before we get into who you are and what you're doing here in this lovely studio, just wanted to say hello to everyone. So if you can, like I usually say, follow us. I have my little by little YouTube page. It's going to end up having all these on, so don't worry about it if you don't catch in the first 24 hours, even though we're doing it live.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing it on our web show as well. So other than that, this is my guest. He's a friend of mine for many, many years. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, nice cup. See, we got a lot of different cups going on.
Yeah, I've known you for what?
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
17 years now?
Yeah.
Right?
Long time, man.
Yeah.
Long time.
I was in college. I went to college off a bet. And
Did you really?
yeah, it was off a bet. And they said I couldn't get in college. I'm like, fuck that. I'll get in. Can I swear in this?
Yeah,
Or
you could swear. You could swear. Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck that. So I got in college on a like half scholarship, half financial aid, whatever the deal was. And I got in there and I was like, my major was gonna be marketing and all that bullshit. And then I was like, man, what am I doing? I'm an artist. I'm gonna get into animation. So I started doing animation. But,
oh yeah, you did. I remember that.
Yeah. But my classmates were coming to school dressed like video game characters. I just couldn't. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't used to it. It was like, ahead of my time. Anyways, after that, I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna make a movie. So I wrote this movie. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I ended up casting it. And handsome over here walks in. And I think I went through a lot of people to play that part, and then one of the actresses in the movie was a friend of ours called Stanya. Her name was Stanya, and she's in she's like a big TV star right now.
Yeah, she was on Castle. Stana or Stanya?
Stanya
Kadik.
So she played with him, and they had a little romantic thing, and it was about Nick over here, Tryfon, aka Nick. I had to use a Greek name, either Nick, Pete, Gus. I had
Spiro,
to keep it.
John,
well, I didn't want to get
George.
too crazy,
Yeah.
So yeah, George.
Yeah.
So we made that movie, and that is the reason why we're probably sitting in here.
Yeah, man.
In this little studio, and I'm fucking sweating like I wrote a check.
Dude, I should have told you. There's a lot of lights. I try to make this as realistic as possible, even though we're like in the corner of a studio.
And it's true, because when you are on studio, when you're on set, you do sweat from the lights.
The lights are So we met. That was 2000 something. I don't want to date us, but that's when I was going to Columbia. Yeah, that's how it was. Yeah,
and then Mr. Romeo here decided to get with a girl, and I got her pregnant, so I had a baby. So I was like, "Fuck, I gotta go to work.
Yeah,
I gotta do something, to support this kid." So I stopped for many years. I made a lot of money in the car business, and when that went belly up in 2008, I was like, "Fuck, man, what am I gonna do?" And I had some money saved up, and I'll never forget. Like, my cars was like, I had like nice ass cars, and then they were just going down and down and down and down, and I ended up with like this minivan. It was two-tone, white and rust. It was crazy.
A dad van.
But in 2008, prior to that, I remember my mom called me, and she's like, You ever heard of like laws of attraction? The secret? So my mom calls me and she's like, you gotta get the secret. I'm like, what secret? She's like, Oprah's secret. I'm like, secret recipe? She's like, no. asshole, it's the secret law of attraction. I don't know, go look for it. So I go try to find this book, and they tell me it's on back order. And it was February when I asked. They said it wouldn't be available till May. So my kid's mother, because this is years later now, my kid's mother was at the airport in New York, and she called me up, and she's like, hey, you know that book that you've been talking about? She's like, I found it. It was just sitting right next to me. So I'm like, bring me that book. That's my book. So I read it, I got it, and I started utilizing it. And it's quantum physics, it's quantum mechanics. I don't want to lose any of your viewers over here with that bullshit. But long story short, I ended up manifesting a lot of money, getting like boom, boom, boom. But then, you know, like in life, there's a yin and yang, right? So the shit fucking stopped. And I'm like, all right, what the fuck am I going to do with myself, right? So I got this money. I'm looking at my goal book, because you always got to have these goals, right? And it said stand-up comedy. And I'll never forget, I turned over to my buddy. I don't know if you remember Little Anthony. Remember Little Anthony?
Maybe.
Right. So my little buddy, I turned to him, and there was a girl, my girlfriend at the time, and I turned to both of them, and I said, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to do it. Fuck this, blah, blah, blah. And I had no idea how to do it. I saw stand-up comedy in my goal book, and I started becoming a stand-up comedian. And from that, I did movies, and that's how I reconnected with this guy. So I reconnected with him when I saw Stanya. Let's go back to her for a minute.
Well, before you go into that, let me kind of break it down real quick from my side, so that we kind of bring it up to where you're at. So early times, we were both in college at Columbia. This guy was doing. I forgot you were doing animation, by the way. That is funny. I remember that.
I still do it.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, he's very very talented with everything, dude. It's a great thing to know and do. I mean, you produce, you do a whole bunch of different stuff. But before we get into that, so that's what happened. I, on the other hand, I was going there for graphic design. I always wanted to be an actor. I wanted to do it, and I go into one of the rooms. I don't remember which Columbia place it was, but I see a bulletin, and it says, looking for Italian, Mediterranean-looking mobster guy, something like that. And I'm like, oh, for an acting role. Right away, I was like, oh, I got to do this. I go in, I meet this guy, and I audition. It was like auditioning for a friend. Right away, I was like, this guy's really cool. I hope he calls me. I literally remember I was leaving, and I found out like that night or that day, he called me right away. I was just like,
because he was the only, I think, I had one other guy to come in to we're in college, right? Mm-hmm. So one other guy came
was like
in.
2 people.
One other guy came in to play to roll Nick, and he was gay, and there's nothing wrong with gays. My sister's gay, it's no big deal. But he just didn't fit the part, because he's like, stop, or I'm gonna blow you the fuck away. And I'm like, nah, man, nah.
Yeah, it didn't work for what you wanted, right?
Nah,
I got that.
It didn't work. So you came in, and you were still a kid, but you were shaven.
Yeah.
You had a full mustache.
Dude, I could grow a beard tomorrow. Yeah. No problem.
So, are you really hairy? Are you really?
Not really.
You're hairy.
Not really. I got hairy arms. I got a little hair here and there, but I'm starting to lose it everywhere else. So it doesn't
I am fucking hairy.
Yeah.
I need shampoo as body wash. You get me naked, and I look like a fucking Ewok.
Oh, dude, that's Italian in you for sure, bro. I mean, us Greeks, Italians, same kind of thing. We're hairy as fuck, and then
I'm Sicilian, so I'm a majority Sicilian. So I know that some Sicilian history that Greeks invaded us. Greeks invaded everybody.
Yeah, but we also got invaded as well. So we've all been... Dude, apparently us Greeks back in the day, we were supposed to be blonde-haired, blue-eyed, like Adonis-looking guys. And then, I think we're still decent-looking, but now we're dark. Because all of a sudden, everybody else got a hold of us, mostly the Persian side. But yeah.
They were the ones, like, they invented sex.
Who?
The Spartans, right?
I wasn't there. No, the Spartans invented how to kill people very, very well. In the meantime, I think everybody just sexed it up. I
think. Well, from what I heard, the Spartans invented sex, and then the Romans introduced them to women.
Yeah, see, I knew I was going to that joke. The Greeks invented sex, but the Italians perfected it.
Hey, man, I like Greeks, man. I got Greeks in my family.
Dude, me as well.
One of my weaknesses is Greek women.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's just get into that. We might as well, man. Yeah. Who you dated? Are you dating anymore? This guy.
No, this guy.
Wait, no, real quick. Let me just pinpoint really quick how we got back to getting to be friends again. Anyways, every time I would come back, so I was in LA, we would talk, he was doing that, we'll get into that, and then we get back here. Yeah, Chasing Hollywood, I was in one of your movies. 2 of your movies now. Anyways, so we did all that, and as we're doing this, he's like, "Hey, Tryfon, I'm dating this Greek girl." I'm like, "Oh, how's that?" Because I've dated a couple Greek girls too. There's nothing wrong with them, but all of a sudden, I'm like, "How's that going for you?" How
Okay,
you
so
doing
that was a while ago. So I hook up with this Greek girl, beautiful girl, and we go to this party, and it was a yacht party, right?
Okay.
And it was interesting, but I have Greeks in my family, so when it was time to, do the dance and slap the feet on the floor,
Yeah.
I already knew what time it was.
Yeah.
So all the Greeks were like, "Holy fuck, is he Greek?" Because I kind of have like Greek persona because of the Mediterranean look. I don't know, but that was a fun night, But a lot of Greek women have been in and out of my life. I love domatas. My favorite food is Greek food. I think I started dating Greek women just so I could
go to
eat
Greece. More food.
Well, I want to go to Greece. I want to live in Greece for 3 months. And I heard that I got friends from Greece. A lot of Greek friends, obviously. Then I got friends out there, and they were telling me that there's no heat. There's no heat in the houses unless you got some big money.
In Greece?
Yes, there's no heat. They went from carousel to now they're doing gas or oil or something like that. I
can believe it. I haven't been to Greece since I was 12.
Oh,
so
you don't know.
I'm going this year, though, man. Everyone in Greece, I'm coming.
Okay, so they don't have heaters in there.
Really? I can believe that, yeah.
And the water, you got to use so much of it.
That I know.
Yeah, it's like... So it is paradise. It's beautiful.
But it's still kind of like a third world country, man.
Yeah, that's what I've been
Italy
hearing.
has certain parts like that, too, I hear, but I've never been. But
the thing is, when you go to Italy, and I don't know how it is in Greece, but you can go to Italy and you meet a woman in Italy.
Yeah.
You got to marry them. You know what I mean?
It's
like
the same in
like
Greece.
The father comes on the dates with you. You know what I mean? And pawns off his daughter. And if you don't want that daughter, he's like, "Well, I got 5
more." Yeah.
I'm like, "You fucking kidding me? That daughter, she's 16, man. I got a daughter at 16. No, hell no." So it's weird out there, man.
Yeah.
They really they have that. It's like they want to be American. But I don't like Italian girls. I don't really. I mean, it's not that I don't like them. I like them, but I'm just not 100% interested in Italian girls. They just remind me of my mom too much.
There's nothing wrong with that because personally, I'm not saying I don't want to get involved and one day have a family with a Greek girl and have all that tradition and the religion and all that. I would love that.
You almost relate
technically,
it's
because
relatable.
You don't, and that's why too. Because then I like the blonde hair, blue eyed white girl named Ashley down the street. You know, but I like Here's the thing. I'm not ready for any of it. Let's just put it that way. Because I'm still trying. Look at the studio. Look, I'm still trying. So when you stop,
that doesn't mean nothing.
No. For me, it does.
You got pictures of yourself.
I know I'm a vain mother.
What the?
No, dude, I tried. This is like 4.0.
I wish the camera could see.
No, I wish it can't. But they know. It's not that. Yeah. Well,
throughout the years too.
Yeah. Dude, there's
like the young Tryfon,
the more hair Tryfon. Then I got my dad. I got my mom. I got my papu, my yaya. It's inspiration. So I throw things up. The real reason of it is like.
So wait a minute. So you don't date Greek women?
Anyways, we won't talk about that.
No. Let's talk about it.
The Greek women. I'm not talking. My
forget about the pictures. Right?
Yeah. The Greek. No. I don't
date Greek women. Honestly.
No, I would love to. It just every time. I don't have
a preference.
No. I don't have a stop to. Oh, she's Greek. I can't date her. What it is now,
I see.
especially at my age, is that a lot of Greek girls want this.
What do they want?
What's
this?
They want the family. They want the kids. They want you to settle down. They want you to have the 9 to 5, 6 to 12, whatever it is. Make sure you're set.
That's women that want that relationship,
right?
You know.
But there's not a woman that I've met to this point that could fulfill my craziness of literally tomorrow. Something happens with my career. I'm gone. You're gonna come with?
What is your? But forget about that because my career went. And it went,
yeah, but you stopped. You did the right thing. You stopped for your girl, for your little girl.
No. But prior to that, when I was dating a beautiful Colombian, remember that Colombian I dated? Beautiful.
I remember
Colombian.
a lot of your
she
girls.
Looked
they
like,
were all really good looking.
She looked like Sofia Vergara. She was like, "Mira, don't talk to me like that."
A lot of crazy though.
Yeah. So anyways, when I got on, she was with me through stand-up comedy. So I was doing stand-up comedy. My stand-up comedy was real racy in a way. You know, I talked about my race. I talked about,
of course.
You know, having Hispanics in my family. You know,
I remember that football joke where you're talking about her and she didn't understand football. You had to explain. Anyways,
yeah. So She didn't. My ex, she was. You know, I love foreign women. And the reason why I love foreign women is because of when a foreign woman yells at you,
Oh, they're passionate. They're
it's
just
sexy.
yeah.
When you got an American girl yelling at you, it's kind of like nagging, man. It's just really like, shut up, Becky. Shut up.
Yeah.
But when a foreign woman comes at you, she's like, Mira, don't you fucking talk to me, I will fucking kill. And so it's
It
just,
is a little.
the role playing is funny. I dated a Bulgarian. They're like wannabe Greeks. She changed my name, so she's like, what is your name? And I'm like, I'm Bartolomeo. She's like, I cannot say. Now you're a Giovanni. I'm like, okay, that's my middle name.
Just because you're Italian, she made you
middle-
Giovanni.
No, it's my middle name.
Yeah.
So she's like, I gave her a choice, and she's like, you would be called Giovanni. You would be my Giovanni. And then she's like, and then we got into serious relationship, and then it was like, all right, I'm gonna move in. We're gonna move in together. And then she's like, Giovanni, you would move in with me. You have to sit down to pee. I'm like, what? You don't fucking tell a man to sit down and pee.
See, she wanted to change you.
Well, yeah. And then she's like, I'm like, why would you tell a man that? She's like, because I don't want the urine all over the place. And I'm like, okay.
I get that, but
but women do try to, I guess we all try to change each other. And then we leave each other. And why did you leave me is because you changed. I think that there should be, I went on I would say a casual date with another Greek woman. Right? I'm having like this thing with Greeks, man, lately.
Hey, ladies out there, you're Greek. You're like this beautiful Italian man right next to me.
No. I'm on a no dating clause, right? I got a no dating rule.
It's a New Year thing. You're just like
my
from
New
now.
Year's thing is like because I've been in relationships on and off for like 16 years, 5 of them, 3 long term, and 2 what the fuck was I thinking? Okay, we all been through that. What the fuck I was thinking? The sex is great. But the communication sucks, and then you get wrapped up in this like emotional delusions. You know what I mean? It's like, do I really like this woman, or is it that pussy's good? You know what I mean? You go back and forth, like, man, that pussy's good, but damn, she's a bitch. And then I have faults too. So at the end of the day, relationships do take work, and I feel like now I want to date myself. So I took myself out. I took myself out not long ago for lunch. Took myself shopping. And it was weird. Because when I go to the mall, or a store, I'm in and out. But this time, I kind of like did what I would do if I was with a female. Because the female, they like to take you on like this world tour of shit to do.
But you were solo, so you were just
I was
going around. You're like,
so
these look good. What do you think? I think they look great. What about you? I think they look great.
So I sat at the restaurant and eating by myself. I was on my phone, but. You end up
I date myself every day, bro.
With other people.
Yeah, because then you realize what's going on around you, and then you get to socialize with the public. I do that all the time.
Listen, when you're dating, I got a friend of mine that he's like into this, like he's a serial dater. He's always dating, and I'm like, okay, so all right, so let's talk logistics. How much did that cost you? How much does that cost you per week? And he said anywhere between $150 to $200. I said, okay, that's how much you would spend on a date if you're going to do it the right way.
Right.
You're going to take a girl out. You're going to this and that. But then, what is the motive? What is the end game of going out with somebody? It's either to get laid, right?
Yeah,
because women, they do the same thing. They're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to call what's his name and go out for some drinks and eat and maybe get some dick. And men, we think the same way. But then there's other people, men and women, where we think this is going to be the love of my life, this is going to work out, and blah, blah, blah. And I think that we bullshit each other when we meet each other on dates.
Because you're trying to impress. That's what you're doing, of course.
So go back to the Greek girl that I kind of went out with, and she was a really cool woman, successful woman. And she told me, she's like, it was funny because we're at the bar and we had some food and we had a drink, and she's telling me about this 90-day rule that her therapist's telling her, right? 90-day rule. So not to have sex or any kind of touchy-feely for 90 days. Get to know each other. Because the therapist said that after 90 days, they will...
Have blue balls.
No, not blue balls. Well, that too.
Sorry, I don't always think like that.
No, but you got to get to know each other because the true self comes out in 90 days. So,
you can't be like, hey, what's up? And she's going to be like, don't touch me. I mean, you got to have some sort of contact.
No, there's going to be
days,
hugging in it. But there can't be any intercourse. There can't be any sexual relations, right? Okay. So I'm like, okay, great. We drove separate. Like, we met at the place. I'm like, all right, I'll see you later. And she's like, okay, So she's driving and I'm driving and we're going the same way. And I'm like, she's like, you following me? And she called me on the phone, you know? And I'm like, no. So she's like, here, pull over here. So we pull over. I get out. I'm like, what's up? She's like, yeah, I live around here. But she didn't tell me where. I'm like, okay, you know, that's cool. Me too. And we ended up kissing.
Ah.
All right, so there goes the 90-day rule, like a little bit. But it was a kiss. I'm thinking, no big deal, right? So I go back home, and she texts me like, I miss you already. And I'm like, you know, Mr. Happy down there is like, give me the phone, give me the phone, give me the phone. What's your address, honey? and she gives me the address, and I'm like, you're right down the block from me. Like, I could walk there in 3 minutes. And she was like, convenient. So I'm like, great. So I go over there.
Yeah, she didn't last 90 days.
I'm caught up 90 days. She didn't last 24 hours because I went there and we made out. There was a baby monitor. Like, I'm like, you got baby? She's like, no, it's my kid. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, she's done this before. This is like her little thing.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm thinking, like, shit. And then
it's probably why the psychologist is like 90 days. 90 days, not 24 hours.
And then she what they call it is cake you. You know, where they basically just put you in a relationship mode. And she's like this and that and like making plans already. And I just met her. Here I'm at her house. No. I'm on the couch.
Greek girl, you said?
A Greek woman. I don't say Greek girl. I don't fuck with girls. You know, I fuck with women. And long story short, the next day, because it was like a great night. We didn't have sex, though. There was no sex, right? A little kissing, you know, whatever. So, because I kept on saying, what about the 90-day rule? You know, I'm throwing that. And my dick was going, would you shut the fuck up? Who cares about the 90-day rule? Did anybody say anything about the 90-day rule? You know, when I'm playing, you know, flirty, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to give it to you. And the next day, she hits me up, and she's like, yeah, I don't think this is going to work. You know, this and that. I'm like, oh, fuck it. I'm sorry.
Well, let me tell you my opinion of what's going on. At least for maybe you too. I personally,
what on her?
No, and just in general. Like you said, you're dating yourself. This
like
is what you are. Yeah.
You date right now?
I see girls. I'm not really focusing on dating.
So what's your criteria?
Oh my!
Like, what do you like and what do you don't like?
What do I like? I mean, look-wise, just in general. Well, first of all, okay, yeah, I like a good-looking girl. Fine. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know, whatever they are, they have a good personality. I'll be straight out. First, if I see somebody, she's good-looking, that attracts me, right?
All right. So what are you attracted to? Tall, short, fat, skinny?
I like a girl that's in shape. I like a girl that's not too like. I don't want a muscle girl that could probably bench me. But I like a girl that, you know, takes care of herself.
All right, so you like a healthy girl. All right, so you like a healthy girl. All right, so what else you like?
And then a girl, I mean,
blonde,
for some reason, blondes always pop up. Blondes have been my thing for some reason, always, like right away. My eye will catch a blonde. Then it's redheads and brunettes. Not to say that I can't do any order. It's just for some reason, always. And when I see the blonde and I get to know him, it's mostly an American girl. It's mostly a girl that's named Ashley, Sarah. No disrespect. It's just what it is. But it's also this where, you know, I would love a Greek girl. I would love a girl, even more so, not even the Greek girl, a girl that's belief is like mine. Number one thing.
What if she got kids? Because at our age, they got kids.
I don't know. Not that I have anything against that, but I personally, I'm older. And it's hard to find a girl that's close to my age that doesn't have something already established. Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I don't have kids, and maybe that girl's out there. Maybe she is. Maybe she isn't.
So you would date a girl with kids, or you wouldn't date a girl with kids?
I wouldn't seek it.
You wouldn't seek it.
I wouldn't seek it out. So but it's not. If I meet a girl,
and she's
got kids, with each situation, I would see how it goes. You know what I mean?
Well, listen. You know what makes a stepdad? Some good pussy. I'll tell you right now. I've been a stepdad like twice or 3-4 times. I tell you, I'm open to this shit.
But that's also not fair if you think about it.
I'd be like,
you know what I mean?
I'd be like, I heard your mom told me you can't read really well. Let me get a book. I'll teach you.
Yeah, I'm like, but look, what happened?
I'm the basketball coach.
3 times, right? So those 3 kids now. Don't tell me you don't.
Times.
Well, I'm saying you've been with girls
that
have
dated
kids.
A girl for
then
a
you
month
get to know the
kids.
kid. Then you get to know the kid, and then all of a sudden you grow attached to him. I can't be a stone cold guy and be like, screw that kid, I don't want to grow close. Because I love people. And I see a little kid, of course.
That goes to my point where everything is temporary then. You know,
well, for me right now, everything is when it comes to that. That's why I'm not seeking it. I'm not trying. I've been... okay, let me explain. Yeah. So when you because I'm giving that situation because a lot of my friends are like you.
Yeah.
When at that point, let's say early 20s, you went, okay, family, and that's it.
Yeah, I went family early 20s.
Yeah, a lot of my friends did that.
I got domesticated, like...
Yeah. And
like, let me tell you...
And there's nothing wrong with that, but I did not.
You have me over, and the furnace fucks up. Like, I know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Like...
You became that guy. There's no wrong. There's no wrong about that. You have a beautiful daughter. You're happy about that, of course. My friends have beautiful families, beautiful wives. They're happy. A lot of them, which you know how it's always greener on the other side. For me, I did the other thing. I've been nonstop for 13 years. Screw everyone. I'm selfish, but I'm always there for everyone. Always, I drop everything for everyone. But when it comes to the relationships, I've been in them a couple times.
So you're picky.
I'm not picky. I'm selfish. I'm selfish for the fact that
you can't be selfish.
Well, until I get what I want, or at least a little taste of it, bro.
You can be specific,
there's no reason,
I guess.
No, I'm very specific, and if it causes that to be somewhat of a selfish thing, I want this, and I've been wanting this for so long that I do not want to. I've tried. All right, so
she has kids, but she's gorgeous, and she. See, I believe that there's 3 connections with people. You have your mind, you have your body, and you have your soul, right? Mentally, you got to be connected. Yeah. Physically, you got to be connected.
If somebody somehow got that with me, that's it. I'll do what it takes. I've been in relationships. I've tried, and I've gotten into where I've compromised because you're supposed to, but they wouldn't compromise for me. And I'm like, if you care about me so much, this means more than anything. But you don't want to compromise, but I'll compromise from you. That's not going to work. And I'm not the guy that's just going to be like, okay, maybe you'll change me. Fuck that, dude. I do it the way it is. Now, when it comes to kids and all that, I'd rather have it a clean slate because now I do get involved. And then 2 years later, I'm not with her. And that poor kid, man, come on.
Yeah, but that's the chance you take. That's the risk you take.
Right. But it's got to be worth it. It's got to be worth it. And so far, I haven't seen it.
Like I said.
I haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, man. But,
there's nothing wrong.
No offense and no disrespect to any women out there. But, if you handle your business, we will be a stepdad, but the guy still has to be step it up too, you know what I mean?
Well, you mean the original father? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
or you're talking
I'm talking about a stepdad. I'm talking about somebody
that,
I'm...
But that's why I can't, look.
I don't want to introduce nobody to my daughter anymore, I feel like she's at that age now. She's 16.
Yeah, she don't care.
She's turning into an asshole.
She's your daughter? I can't. I would love to meet her. I haven't seen her since she was a baby. Dude.
I'm cool with women with kids, with animals. I'm a dog lover, so if they got dogs, I'm cool with that. I heard you don't like that too much.
Oh, you want to bring that up. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, I want to bring that up.
So
tell your viewers.
It's the same thing in the... Okay, again, if I meet a girl, I start to get to know her, I think she's worth trying to date, right? She's got a dog. First of all, forget about the kid.
Yeah,
she's got a dog. Dude, that dog is like a kid. She has to take care of the dog. And I love animals. But the problem there is, with me and her... We get going. All of a sudden, I'm like, hey, you want to go somewhere this weekend? I can't. I got to take care of Scruffy.
So
I got to
put away. Back to you being selfish.
Yeah. Again, I'm not ashamed to say it.
Okay, so all right. So if
this has become a relationship thing about me, I'm getting you next. Go ahead.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's okay.
It's the Bartolomeo effect.
Yeah, the Bartolomeo effect.
With my guest, Tryfon.
It'd be long. It wouldn't fit on the wall.
So what you're saying is that you want a woman's undivided attention. You want
but I would give it to her too. Basically,
you don't have kids, you don't have a dog. What if you end up getting a dog?
I don't want a dog. Why? You want to give me a dog?
No. So you don't like animals?
No, I don't want responsibility of taking care of somebody right now. Here's the thing, I could barely take care of myself.
What if she's got a cat?
Cats are retarded. They'll take care of themselves.
Yeah, cats are cool.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I use the word retarded. People get offended with everything I say. Cats are special
nowadays.
Yeah, I gotta watch everything. Sorry, it's the way I was raised. I use words, they pop out. It doesn't mean disrespect, but whatever.
Well,
anyways, for everybody else, dude, this is gonna make us big all of a sudden.
Do you see them talking to you?
No, I have right here. So I was seeing nobody really asked anything. Everybody's watching, but nobody's asking. Hey, if you guys want, ask us some questions. Jimmy Bones. Are you still there?
There's only 3 people watching.
Yeah, but throughout this, there was about 8, 9. Yeah, right now there's only 3. Yeah.
And I'm one of them.
Yeah, and I'm the other. So right now my brothers are watching.
You end up recording it, and then.
So what I do with this is, I do the live so that people could see it.
Is your brother watching? Is he the one that gets the tea?
No, John. No, he's not. He's not in the
Oh.
tea business anymore. He might be watching. He's in the breakfast, but he runs a breakfast joint now. My cousin, my family. It's called Brunch Cafe in Niles. Brunch Cafe in Niles. It just opened up. He's one of the managers. Well, Greek run or own, yeah, but yeah. But it's American, breakfast, brunch.
I went to a Greek restaurant yesterday for breakfast. It's called Dapper's in Addison.
Dapper's, yeah, Dapper's. Dapper's was everywhere. Now there's like, what, 2? There used to be so many. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just thought they were in Addison, but
you walk in, the guy was Greek. Spiro, Gus, George, was
Angelo.
Angelo, of course.
Yeah. So they have a diner in the back, and it was fucking great food.
It's good.
My favorite Greek restaurant, and it's not going to be your cliche, whatever, Greek islands or whatever. That's good and all.
Yeah.
I like the one, Mykonos.
Mykonos on Niles?
Those are my friends.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Athena.
Yeah. I used to work for them when I was in my early 20s. Yeah. Big Jimmy and Athena.
Athena.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll remember.
Do you remember the kids?
They're big now. I don't remember them.
Yeah, Pete, I think's a doctor now. They're great family, man. Good people.
Dude, it's a great place. But I worked for them when I was like my 20s. The kids were little kids.
So that's my number one Greek restaurant that I would say. And then my second one is one on the suburbs that's in Schaumburg. And it's
just opened up.
Brusco.
Yeah, I know those guys too over there. Brusco's nice. It's good.
It's the same owners as there was the Greek Village.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly who's running what, but now they're popping up again, and apparently I have a couple friends involved with that, I think.
I mean, I could eat Greek. I'm going to LA.
I love Italian, dude. I love pasta, bro. I love pasta. But see, I love Greek food too, but if you tell me what's my favorite, pasta's right up there, dude. Right up there.
What do they call the
we got some questions. See? It's starting to happen. Let's see. I like hearing sex stories. This is Rosa. I don't know if you ever met Rosa. She's in LA. She's an actress. Keep them coming, especially at this age. Rosa, are you single right now? What's going on? No. Rosa's a sweetheart. Tryfon, what is the girl...
Rosa, you want to laugh about... I'll tell you a sex story.
Wait. Okay, but tell... she says, what is the girl... What if the girl was super rich with a kid? Would you date her? No, I mean, not really. It don't matter about that.
I've had a successful woman with money and a kid, and it doesn't matter there. But I'm just break down real quick on should I do a sex story?
Yeah, Rosa, we're doing a sex story a la Bartolomeo. He's gonna give you one. Go ahead. I don't mind.
So, going through this no dating rule, right? You got to kind of get creative and make love to yourself, right? So I bought these virtual reality goggles, right?
Oh my god!
So I'm like, hey, what the fuck, I'm gonna give it a shot. So I put the goggles on, and I got the headphones on, and I'm sitting there butt naked with this big ass headset on my thing, and I'm looking around, and and it occurred to me that I live with my brother. He's upstairs though, right? So I'm thinking to myself, this guy's gonna come down.
That was a hard laugh. Oh.
This motherfucker comes down. But it was in the midst of me changing the video. So I heard him come down. I said, stop. He's like, what? What the fuck? He's going to ask you a question. I'm like, not right now. I'm busy. So
but he heard you come.
That's a sex story for myself. I mean, to me to tell, I don't kiss and tell so much. A sex story with me, okay, so
I don't do that. I date.
I'm
sorry.
Well, I got to tell you.
Maybe one-on-one to certain girls, yeah, but not. I'm shy when it comes.
When I'm in a relationship, though, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm a sexaholic or whatever they call that, but I need it 3 times a day. So here's a funny sex story. So I was with the Bulgarian, and I'm on the couch playing PlayStation with the kid, with the son, and boom, 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 and we used to have a code word. Anybody who knows. That's fucked around and has kids in the house, there's a code word and there's a safe spot in the house. Either laundry, the basement, you know what I mean? The walk-in closet. So ours was the walk-in closet in the basement we had, right?
That's awesome.
So I'm playing PlayStation with the kid and she comes up and she's like, Giovanni, She's like, the door is broken again. You know, like she had the accent. I love that.
Was that the code? Like
I love the font. See, I used to put on the INS jacket on, chase her around the house, ask her for her papers. You know, role play. You gotta keep shit interesting, right?
INS jacket. That's
so she's not. So she's like, you gotta fix the door. So she goes, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna finish up my level with the kid. And then the kid goes to me. He goes, Giovanni, why don't you get the new door? I'm like, because your mom just loves that door. She loves me fixing it. So I hear her like, Giovanni. And then I'm like, all right. So I get like the bullshit screwdriver and hammer and like, you know, bubble gum. You know what I mean? I'm just going to go MacGyver it up. And I go down there and I, you know, take care of business. And I got to tell you one thing about energy exchange, right? So, all right, I'm going to go from sexual to energy sexual. So when a man and a woman have sex, there's an energy exchange. And what I mean by that is that a woman, she's a charging station. Okay?
By the way, I just like reading what Rosa's saying. Love them role playing, or love them role playing relationships. Thank you. So she obviously liked what you said.
Yeah, the role playing is really good. That is that's one of my things. I always got a role play. I got a Captain America costume, like from the 80s, and I swear to God, you don't.
He doesn't dress up for Halloween.
This is why my exes come back. My exes come back.
Dude, you got to make it.
They come back for the dick. I know they do. 3 weeks ago, I had an ex come at me, and she's like, "Can we just hang?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, that means
right.
Just
my dick's going, "Yeah, come on through," and I'm going, "No, hell no." Where was I at?
You were with energy. Now we went to energy.
So
energy is a big deal.
But it's still about sex. So anyway, so a woman is a charging station, right? So as the day goes on, as the week goes on, the more she is not getting some dick or laid, that's it. The energy goes down. Now the man, we're a battery, so we're there to fill up the woman. So when we connect, all right, plug in, as they say, the woman sucks out our energy. And we get a little bit of that energy. We exchange energy, but we're depleted. That's why after sex, men, we are exhausted. And women,
I believe that too.
Women are doing backflips off the fucking bed like it's the Olympics because they got all this energy. They're singing show tunes. You know it. Rosa probably know it. You know,
Rosa, you know that. See, and that's the other reason. And now I'll go back to me, but that's the reason why I don't have time for this. For the fact that I need all the energy I could get. And when it comes down to it, yeah, you want to be with a girl. Fine,
your family watch this too?
I don't know. Mom, you watching? Sorry.
Have you ever had a woman squirt? It's fucking ridiculous.
Mom, turn off, please. Mom, I have no idea what this gentleman is talking about.
I told him, I warned him, you're going to have me over. It's like, I'm the guy that you don't put on speakerphone.
As he's holding the flower.
The tea.
Yeah. Flower mug with the tea.
I got an array of drinks over here.
Yeah. Anyways, I like to make sure that everybody is hydrated. Stay hydrated.
So I apologize. Did we lose?
No, we didn't lose. We at least have Rosa, and two other people.
Through.
So, hey, Coach D, what's up, man? This is not PG-13. It's a little bit higher. He just asked about something with waterworks from women.
Why is Coach D?
No, he's a good friend. He's a little older than me, but I kind of look at him as like an older cousin. So I don't want to be talking about sexual relations. I'm personally either way. Mm-hmm. I don't really talk about that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a private.
I'm sorry.
Thing.
What's
the
format of the show?
No, dude, the format is whatever happens. But when you ask me, you'll see how. No, you could go ahead, bro.
I mean, it's just.
You want to ask me a
natural.
question?
Yeah,
of course.
It's just sex.
Wait, you say it's just fuck.
I mean, that's what a relationship is in the beginning. The first 6
very
months
physical,
you're fucking.
very physical.
The next 6 months you're fighting. I think if you could get through the fucking and fighting for the first year, I think you got a good chance. You know, it depends on how it starts.
And sometimes you put the two together, and it's amazing. Yeah,
it is amazing, but. You know, a relationship just can't be based off of sex only.
No.
But because what happens then, it keeps you in a bullshit relationship.
Yeah, of course.
Because you'll be like, yo, that shit is.
See, but that's why.
Great,
the number one criteria over everything when you're asking for me with a woman is respect. Because with anybody, if you don't have that respect in the beginning, it doesn't matter. And
but
only because I've seen
changes though. You've ever talked to somebody who's been married for 20 years?
Yeah.
They look at them like, oh, shut the fuck.
Yeah, like, but that's also also why I'm single. Look, my parents. You know, my father's no longer here. My mother, you know, she's solo now, but as they were together, regardless of how many years they were together, they always had that spark. And yeah, of course, man. Even with friends, you get close with a friend. After a while, you're gonna be like, "Go fuck yourself," and then you'll be like, "All right, man, I didn't mean it, but I still love you," that kind of thing. But you see it in their eyes. And there's certain couples that I don't see it that have been together only 10 years. My parents were together for 40. So in other words, I have that standard really high. And on top of it,
my parents too, they were together a long time. My dad, he passed away, but my mom ended up marrying her high school sweetheart, and she's in a great relationship.
Oh, now after your father passed?
Yeah, they were high school sweethearts. He waited for her for like 38 years.
And that's a beautiful thing too, because then I believe that if you're very lucky to have one love of your life, that whatever, there's always there's something different, and it's no disrespect to your father, because your father made you. You're here, but for some reason that connection was still there. Because now, do you like the guy?
Yeah, he looks like George Lucas.
Does he really?
So one time I was performing at Riddles in the South Side.
Oh yeah,
he came to see me, and I saw him on my side of my eye, and I'm hosting at the time, so I could kind of mix it up and kind of freebird it. And I was like, "Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry."
George Lucas is here.
I said, "No, I didn't say that." I said, "Sir, would you come up here on stage?" And he comes up on stage, and I said, "On behalf of me and the whole South Side of Chicago, I want to thank you for Star Wars." Everybody obviously caught on, because he looks like him. They start laughing, and I said, "Anything you want to say to your fans?" And he says, "May the force be with you."
That's cool.
And I said, "Also."
And obviously, you knew him. He knew you, right? He was there to see you.
Yeah, but we didn't plan that.
No, of course, no.
That wasn't a planned thing. That's
the best.
The answer just right. Sometimes the timing's right.
Well, let's go into that, man. Let's segue into that. Stand-up and just improv and just in general.
Stand-up comedy.
Being on stage, because I've had my success in everything to a level. Obviously, not the huge success where that's all I'm doing right now, because I didn't stick with stand-up 100%. I've been doing a lot of other things.
I remember I told you. I tell a lot of actors to break in. See, a lot of actors, what they'll do is they want to act, and then they go to school for it. And they go to school. You're wasting your fucking money.
It depends on the school.
I
love my training, man.
I would take that money,
but
listen to me.
Yeah.
Take that money and make a short film.
Invest it yourself, yeah.
Take that money, make a short film.
Like, let's see who came back. I think Rosa. I love you, Rosa. Yeah, she's on.
Is she an actress in L.A.?
Yeah, she's an actress in L.A.
I'm going to L.A. on Sunday through Wednesday. My friend runs Haas in Hollywood. It's a dispensary.
Oh.
It's a weed dispensary. So I'm going to go support Dr. Dina.
Somebody, by the way, says Bart. Kristen Studio STYL is on. Whoever that is. She knows you. She's like, Bart! So, yeah.
Who is that?
I don't know. You click on her face and you'll see. But then you'll have to get out of that.
I think that's the one that's engaged to your buddy.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. What am I saying? Yeah. My fault. I was like, me. I didn't even realize. It's Kristen. Oh, my God. Yeah. And Bones. That's how stupid I am right now. Yeah. So they're both on, actually. Yeah. Yeah, look. Bart, Kristen. Yeah, long time, right? Yeah, and I haven't seen this guy for a long time, so we had to make the show to see each other again.
She went to the Greek side.
Yeah, she did.
Because she's Italian.
She's Italian, see? So Greeks are good, too.
Yeah.
Guy size as well.
That's
I like Italian girls. I like all sorts of girls.
Italian girls are hard, man. See,
Kristen.
Greek women.
Watch
Kristen knows they're hard, man. They're like, what, bitch?
They're the same. The Greek girls are like that too.
No,
all right, Greek girls, Italian girls. Chime in right now, because honestly, I think in a way you're both the same.
I think Greek girls are a little more passive in a way. They're a little more softer. Italian girls are like, motherfucker, don't you fucking tell me.
Well, you're talking about the South Side Italians. That's different. I've met some of those girls. Yeah, they're hardcore.
There's some North Side Italians too. Just anyone who grew up in the Italian neighborhood, because you had to deal with guys like us. Like, us Italian guys, you guys are dicks. Are assholes, man.
I grew up with you guys too, man.
Yeah.
Greeks
are more nicer. Like, I went out with a Greek girl, and she was telling me how she's like, Greeks, we raise our kids to do right and da-da-dee-dee. And Italians, you guys raise them to be criminals and mafia. I'm like, man, that's so stereotypical, man.
No, like Greeks are raised to run a restaurant. Italians are raised to run the other restaurants.
I hate to break it to everybody.
Same thing.
But I hate to break to everybody. But back in the day, it was the Italians that protected the Greeks.
Yeah, we all
in
did.
The restaurant.
No, hey, we all did everything.
There's a Greek mobster who actually, oh man, I can't. I wish I could talk to my buddy right now. He's like this mafia aficionado guy. Like he knows all the history. So there were some Greek gangsters that were a part of the mob and this and that.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
So they don't all make gyros, but
No, not all of them.
what's your favorite Greek restaurant?
For Petro, Greek islands. No, dude, I like all sorts, man. I honestly, since I came
Mom's
back,
cooking.
mom's cooking is
Did
the best.
she make the tomatas with the cabbage or with the
No.
grape leaves?
No, you could do both. So
Yeah,
the
no.
tamales with the cabbage or
love
without
that.
it, they're called gyurvalakia. And then there's the
Gyurvalakia.
gyurvalakia. So they're the ones that you could do with cabbage or without any.
Yeah.
And then that's like that. Or you could do it with the grape leaves.
Oh, I
So
love
that's the
the
tamales, yeah.
cabbage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
you know the Bulgarian girl. She did that. She
Yeah,
did the
they
cabbage
a lot of different cultures have that. It just I guess we're known for more.
A lot of these women nowadays, they don't cook. There's no tradition that's passed down.
You know, I agree with you on some levels in a
Why?
way, but like the girls that I've like my brother's fiance,
Yeah.
she's awesome and she's Italian.
Yeah.
She bakes, she cooks, she's awesome.
Oh, you gotta
Jimmy's girl, I think Kristen, I think she cooks as well.
I don't think she cooks.
Jimmy, does Kristen cook for you? Jimmy's not even watching right now, but see, that's another thing. I would love a girl to have the same kind. Look,
Jimmy's gonna get fat.
yeah, Jimmy's already fat.
She better learn how to fucking do.
You are fat.
Oh my!
Jimmy
because
was.
that's what a relationship is about. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
You're comfortable.
What are we gonna eat today?
Yeah.
That is the number one fucking question.
Yeah.
What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat?
When
We
you
have
want
sex in
dinner
the morning,
ready.
we have sex at night. It becomes so
See.
fucking routine. Like me, like fuck it. Like this month, I'm crazy. I'm going to LA. I'm
Yeah.
coming back. I'm going to Oklahoma.
See, and
I'm
that
booking New York.
that is why
I'm
for
buying.
me-
Well, I'm gonna buy a house. I'm buying a
where
house.
here or there? Where?
In well, I'm looking in Illinois. I want someone to talk me out of it because I really don't want to do it. But
I have some friends that deal with real estate. If you need,
yeah, I got
But,
to. I got to. That's that.
but
that's
yeah, I wouldn't do it
I'm
here
already
either.
looking. I'm already looking. But
I don't know if I do it here either. Oh,
well,
shit.
long story short.
We got a lot of comments. Go ahead. I'm just. She says I cook good.
Oh.
Obviously, Jimmy's fat. My brother Chris is on. He's
See,
saying,
Jimmy got fat because
Jimmy got fat.
because that's what fucking happens in a relationship. Because all you fucking do is eat.
Jimmy's fat.
You eat. You have sex. You complain. You laugh. You cry. You blah blah blah. It's just.
Let's celebrate.
it's a
Let's go out to
relationship.
the bars and eat. Yeah.
So I think, like you said earlier, to get a girl who is into training
Yeah.
or going to the gym, and I dig
But I
that.
also look. We both lived in LA. I like that culture where it's like, let's go hiking, let's go this. Here in Chicago right now, what is it? It's 13 degrees outside.
Yeah,
so what
32.
happens? You hibernate and you eat, and then all of a sudden springtime comes. I gotta go get stretched and start working out all that. No, man,
I
do
gotta
that
tell you,
year-round,
I
know?
lived in Arizona last year, and I was going to LA, every weekend,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
other weekend, and the weather out there, it gets a little chilly at night, but it doesn't get like it.
Yeah, not
over
like
here.
this. Not
is
frost.
fucking-
Yeah.
This is beyond frost. This is freezing, below. I mean, so coming back here is a little fucked up. But at the end of the day, I'm hairy, so I stay warm during the wintertime. I like it kind of cold, But I can't wait to go to LA. I can't wait to hang out at the dispensary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be stoned for like 3 days. I got a meeting I gotta do. That I can't get stoned for, but
I was gonna say
afterwards
that.
I'm having a cookie.
I'm pretty sure everybody in LA, it's all good, but you don't do it while you do the meetings at the lunchtime, wherever.
No,
Freaking
but but in Hollywood, when I had some Hollywood meetings, believe it or not, they would smoke.
I believe it.
One guy had cocaine.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
believe that. Yeah.
So what's the idea?
Yeah,
Okay, you guys want anything? I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, man.
I've
it's
seen
cool.
that. I've seen
Like,
that.
here's the treatment, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
cool. Can I use
Yeah,
it?
yeah. No, but then, yeah. If you do it for me, I could when I would possibly.
Yeah, I smoke weed. I mean, that I'm an advocate of because I know that I mean, you got to be responsible, but it doesn't fuck you up. It doesn't kill you. It has never killed anybody. Smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, you lose brain cells by doing that.
Yeah.
Actually,
that.
the CBD, the cannabinoids, and the THC within marijuana actually replenishes your cells. Because remember, our brain cells, or our cells in general, are depleting and then regenerating. So when you smoke a cigarette, your lungs kind of close in to keep the nicotine out or to keep the chemicals out. But when you smoke a joint, your lungs open up. And
I'll be honest. I don't smoke anymore, but when I did,
yeah.
two things. I'm crazy. it's different for me, I guess, because
Crazy, really.
yeah,
crazy.
I'll explain. Certain chemicals do certain things to certain people. You know how you say when you would smoke, people would be like, "I'll chill, relax, this and that." I am like I am on cocaine,
Well,
and I've never done coke
you were probably
either.
smoking.
No.
sativa.
You would think that, and I know I've had this argument many times. Any strand you could give me, only twice in my history of it, I was chill. I'm telling you,
Well,
I've gone on 3-hour
so there's
runs.
hybrids though, but see, you either
But,
got to get a purebred indica,
Dude.
which an indica is very hard to find and very expensive, or you get a hybrid.
All right.
A hybrid is both.
So I'm calling myself out to probably family members as well as friends, but I'm going to say it. I don't care.
Typical Greeks.
No, yeah.
Greeks are always keep everything a secret.
No, I don't.
I'm a good boy. Bullshit.
I am a good boy.
Put it out.
But
you want
I
to
don't
start the radio
yeah,
show.
no,
put it out.
that's why I
Go
can't.
ahead.
Here's two things. Let me get to this and just
Gotta
listen.
give
right?
a disclaimer.
Just listen. This is great.
What am I,
This
at PBS here?
This is great. You're my friend. I love you. Listen.
Yeah.
No, what's happening is this. I have no more anonymity. I have no more secrets. I can't. If I'm trying to do this, I'm open to everything because I have to be. Now, what I was saying is...
So you did smoke weed.
Oh, I've smoked a lot.
Time.
But when I was in LA...
But your family don't know this.
They know.
Right now.
They know. But I just don't. I it's one of those things that
Yaya's over there.
For my poor mom, she doesn't want to be like knowing about that. But anyways,
well, she's not on Instagram, is she?
She watches this. My mom's a supporter.
Why?
But I don't want to. My mom.
Did you tell her like, Ma, it's gonna be crazy?
No. Well, she's at this point. I don't think I could scare her anymore. At this point, she's just like, yeah, that's Tryfon now, whatever. But
and I met this woman. She came to the movie.
She's the best.
She came to the movie thing with your brothers.
Yeah, she's a great woman.
And your brother, you guys all look alike except for one has less hair.
Except these are my brothers have no hair, and I'm still holding on to it for dear life, and I'm doing okay. But yeah. No, my mom. That's another thing. If I could, you know how you want to find someone. Some people are like, find someone like your mother. Yeah. I think it's like almost near impossible. My mom's a saint. I love her to death with everything she's been through with us, my family, and all that. My God, but. What is this?
Up with hope, down with dope. Drugs are bad for you.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That's what I'm.
I
agree.
Say. I'm not into drugs. I don't mess with cocaine, heroin, any of that shit.
I've done none of that.
Marijuana,
ever.
You know, a lot of people don't know this, or if they do, but marijuana was mandatory in the 1700s that we had to grow it. Farmers had to grow it here because they used to use hemp. They used to break the hemp. Hemp, don't confuse hemp with the marijuana. It comes from the same family plant. But the hemp was used for the Levi genes, the Declaration of Independence, which, by the way, is still intact. The first Levi genes is still intact. So then we have, I'm going to talk about a Greek woman, all right? And I bet you a lot of people know her. Her name is Tula, and she works for Dr. Dina in L.A. Her sister had a bad case of cancer, okay? You want to talk about hope and don't do dope. Her sister had cancer, and they wanted to give her the chemo, okay? My friend comes out from L.A. She's in the medical marijuana industry. She started giving her sister CBD oil, okay?
I believe in that, too. I do.
The doctors couldn't figure out. Now, remember, Greek family, they didn't know that she worked at this place. They thought she was a fashion designer all these years. Because Greeks are so
we're
judgmental.
Exactly.
But a lot of you are so judgmental.
No, exactly.
It's like, get over it.
I agree with you there.
So the sister comes out and tells the parents, like, listen, Mom, Dad, I'm in the weed business. And they were like, what?
Yeah.
And then she's like, but it's going to save Tammy. So whatever to save the daughter's life. So she started giving her CBD oil. She did a little bit of the chemo, but the CBD oil, the marijuana, medical marijuana, it started activating quickly. And she started healing rapidly. And the doctors actually brought in some journalists to write this down. They couldn't figure it out because it was melaleuthemia or something like, it was like one of those bad cases of cancers. In the meantime, the father gets it. So she tells the doctor, like, listen, doc, I did this shit for my sister, and I'm going to do it for my father. And the father is in remission, no cancer. The guy walks. The guy looks healthy, all right? So be educated. Be educated about it because you want to talk about dope. How about the alcohol?
Yeah.
How about the cigarettes?
Oh, yeah.
How about the pharmaceutical medicine that we take, that we're all brainwashed to take? You know what I'm saying?
I hate that.
Get the fuck out of here with that hoping no dope.
Nah, I think
can't stand that. When
I
people,
think. By the way, I know who said that. He's a friend of mine. He's a good guy.
speak about marijuana and it's dope.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're brainwashed since 1938.
No,
because
listen.
prior to that, it was legal. It was you could have got it over the counter.
Let me explain that.
Yeah.
So basically, in my first of all, when you understand it and you see certain things, your mind's open to it. A lot of us that are from here, when I left from Chicago, went to LA, went to Miami, you start seeing certain things that you don't see.
And now later, 20 years ahead of us.
Yeah, and eventually, this kind of talk, eventually, 20 years down the line, you'll be like, you remember when it was so taboo? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not talking about cocaine or heroin. That shit kills you, of course.
I lost 2 friends to that shit.
Dude, not even those.
I don't even drink.
Yeah, I know.
I
stopped drinking
don't drink
too.
alcohol.
I
don't smoke cigarettes.
Dude, I stopped everything the last 3-4 months for the fact that I have some health problems right now too.
What?
So I'm doing.
What health problems you got?
I got some. It's like along the lines of like psoriasis, that kind of thing. It's affecting my scalp. Anyways, it's fucked up. But
so why don't you look into some CBD lotion?
Well, right now what I'm doing is, and it's helping,
is
basically I'm just doing everything natural. I'm not drinking. Yeah. I've never smoked cigarettes. I used to smoke. I stopped smoking. I just don't want anything in my body that I know will affect me. Now that's what I was saying before. Yeah. When I would do, and that's why you're like, oh, it's the strand, this and that. When I lived in LA, I was in my mid-20s. This guy literally picked buds out of his backyard, and we were smoking it. Okay, that was the purest you could get. Bottom line is everybody gets affected differently. You're drinking tea right now.
It doesn't affect my life. I run a successful business. No.
Like I'm not saying that.
Like I said, there's a time.
There's different ways that everybody's affected to anything, to water, to the air. Me personally, certain things would affect me when it was just so. It would get me so hyped up, so like going that. Anyways, point is that now I'm living as clean as possible. Even right now, the holidays passed. I'm around family. I'm eating this and that. Sugar bothers me. Really? I mean, yeah, dude. Because my body right now, I've lost weight. I'm trying to get healthy. And what's wrong? You all right?
No.
You look like you.
I was just looking at the water.
It's dirty, bro. No. I use toilet water. Chicago's finest. But the point is that anything affects you. So now I haven't been drinking for a long time. So holidays, I used to like whiskey and scotch on the rocks. I had a little. Dude, I had a little. Within 2 seconds, 2 sips, I had a headache.
Really?
Because it's just my body's clean now. It's what it is. Take it as you want. Everybody's got their different ways, and that's all it is. Yeah. Bottom line is, yes, I believe in that. If it could help anybody, dude, you're getting chemo. Chemo's poison. My father died of cancer. If we could find different things to do besides chemo, it'd be great.
It's those old schoolers who they look at it like my friend's father died of cancer. We're trying to get him CBD oil, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want the devil's lettuce. I don't want the devil's lettuce." And it's almost like heartbreaking because it's like, fuck, man, why are we so conditioned and brainwashed and not educated enough? Because we're afraid, because what our government says. When I had a heart attack, I'm in the hospital room.
You had a heart attack?
Yeah, I had a heart attack
Get the fuck
from
out.
smoking cigarettes. Oh, where was my hope then?
Yeah.
So I had a heart attack, and they wanted to put me on this heart medicine, and I was like, nah, man, fuck that. Fuck that. And the cardiologist finally comes in because I made a fuss about it. And he comes in and he's like, listen, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but, become a vegetarian, try the vegan way, try to stay away from
Clean your body, man.
Try to clean your body.
Yeah.
And, stay with cigarettes, obviously. And I asked him, I said, what about smoking weed? He says, no one has ever died from it.
Yeah.
But moderation. True. And,
I believe that too, yeah.
So I'm not a big stoner. I'm an advocate for it because of the health benefits of it. Like here, I run a business, and man, it is fucking stressful. I don't get a day off. It's 24/7. I'm always driving. I'm always all over the place. Blah, blah, blah. So sometimes when I come home at night, I want to smoke a joint and relax.
It's like having a beer, man. What's wrong with you? I agree with you.
I mean, it's not having a beer because, again, when you start drinking alcohol,
you don't think
what you're doing.
I agree.
I could function. I could smoke.
But you know how people are like that. Like my brother's one of certain people. They're like, I need to come home and have a beer and just relax, and it works for them. It works for them.
But it doesn't. Yeah, but health-wise, it doesn't work.
No.
For the body.
Everything that's instant gratification for whatever reason helps at the time.
You know why we started drinking beer? In the medieval times, I believe, there was, I know we drink wine and alcohol before, but the water was so bad that they had to mix it with the wheat and yeast and shit and make
make it better. I can believe
and
that.
then people were getting so drunk that some asshole decided that it would be smart to drink cow's milk, which the cow's milk, you get just a small percentage of, actually, they put vitamin D in it, so it doesn't come vitamin D ready. That cow's milk holds mucus, right?
Mhm.
So when a cow is born, at 4 months old, it's raped again to get pregnant. It's snatched from it's snatched from the mom. So the mom holds all this milk, and that's when they do it, right? But then there's so much mucus buildup, then they hit it with antibiotics, and that's the shit you're drinking. That's why these girls that are 11, 12 years old developing with big ass titties because of the hormones and shit like that. And then mucus. There was a doctor out in Honduras. His name is Dr. Sebi, and he cured the common cold, herpes, AIDS, cancer, so on and so forth. He went to the Supreme Court, and the judge says, well, bring me 7 witnesses. He brought 70 witnesses, and that was July of 2015. He died August of 2016 in police custody after he proved that he could cure all this. And when I'm listening to this guy lecture, he said that it all comes down to mucus. That's where the disease stands from.
Oh, dude,
So-
inflammatory shit. I mean, that's what's happening with me. I'm inflamed inside. That's what's happening with my. That's how you get these rashes and stuff.
But
It's
now
not good.
you're cleaning yourself.
I'm trying,
out
man.
and-
I'm trying. It's not easy, and I'm holding on to dear life because I have a lot of side effects with things that I'm doing, and I'm trying my best. But yeah, is it time for your
So
meter?
what do we?
Well, we got. So hello everyone. So we're basically at about an hour overall.
Okay,
But we
that's
could have
good.
one. You want to do like one last thought?
Any question?
Another couple minutes, and we're done. Let's see. Death and illness starts in the gut. You're not wrong, George. You're definitely. I think we had a few puffs back in the day. This is my buddy George. He's out in Vegas, right? You're still in Vegas, right? Yeah, he's a good kid.
Vegas.
He's one dude. That kid. He was always into health. He's like really fit. Good kid, real good kid, and. Look, bottom line is when it comes to all this health stuff, look, we're all dying no matter what. But how are you going to get to that point? Hopefully you don't get to that point through sickness. Because if you get through sickness, then figure it out so you don't suffer.
Well, mentally
man, you know?
too. Like if
mentally, of course.
if you close your eyes and you thought of a half-cut lemon and you start sucking on that lemon and concentrate on visualizing that lemon, what happens is you're going to start feeling, tasting a little sour in your mouth.
Right.
And what happens is the brain obviously is telling the body to react to those that saliva to counterbalance the sourness. So you could manipulate your matter. You could look at yourself in the mirror and picture yourself, this cut man or this thin woman, but you also have to have action.
Yeah, you have to do, of course.
I could close my eyes and think of this lemon and yet trick my body, but I have to have some action in order to get the lemon, and same with working out and same with the body.
Well, that's with everything, man. Look, real quick to wrap it all up.
Yeah.
When you have something in your mind and you say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, you're going to do it. But how are you going to do it? And how are you going to get there?
Okay,
and what,
so
what
good
eventually
question.
passed?
I don't think about how, and I don't think about the hows.
No. I'm not saying you think about it.
No, not at all.
It eventually, look, here, me. I've known that I will do something like this, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get there. I could see it. But in the meantime, I just keep going. So how I get there, it happens to be the way I'm pushed, the way I make this decision instead of that decision. All of a sudden, you pinpoint it, and to this point in my life, I have no regrets because I'm exactly where I need to be. You know how that's cliche
Sure.
and people say that. But how am I going to get to the final position that I want to be in? I've already envisioned it. Now, is it happening? Eventually. In the meantime, until that point, things happen to get you there.
Here's a trick.
You learn, man.
Now,
You learn no matter what.
Here's a little trick, I guess, is you take a piece of paper, and on one side of the piece of paper, you write down everything you're grateful for.
Right.
On the left side of the piece of paper,
I've heard of this too, yeah.
you write down I am and I have. The I am, like when you get up in the morning, we're vibrating at a frequency of 7.2. My apologies, 10.2. As we go out through the day, we even out at about 7, okay? That's our vibration. That's why when you meet somebody, it's like, ooh, it's a bad vibe or a good
Oh, you
vibe.
can feel it, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's things to say like, I am wealthy, I am financially wealthy, I'm spiritually wealthy, I am loved, I am happy. And these are little trigger words because I studied a little bit of neuroscience, and the brain activates, gives the chemicals, serotonins, dopamines. When you're talking bad about somebody, a chemical called cressetol happens, and it breaks down your immune system. So that your health physically, I believe, starts mentally,
Oh, yeah.
and then but you have to have that action like you're doing, eating right, working out, and not being involved with toxic relationships with toxic people.
And that's another thing when it goes back to relationships too.
Oh.
All these girls around here I'd like to be involved with, but then all of a sudden they put on their agenda, which is always toxic. I'm not going to try to do that.
You live
right
in
now,
a really hip area, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
is like,
oh yeah.
there's beautiful women walking around,
And
it's
I
like 30
and I
degrees.
and I stick myself in here and work. If I'm not here, I'm working at the restaurant, or I'm here, back and forth. Until that one day, bro, when I'm successful, which I already am, I know I'm successful. I just want to get financially there. And I will. But I had to go through a lot of certain things.
Okay, so
I know I am. I know I am. I'm getting there.
So I sometimes teach people, I used to, how to manifest money and love and all that bullshit, you know. So I did this. This is really cool. I put down, I have $2,000 coming to me. I felt it. I put it in there. I visualized it. I smelled some money. And then I go meditate. Meditation is big, man.
I love
learned
meditation. I've gotten good at it.
I
It's hard to
meditated.
do in the beginning.
I meditated,
Yeah.
and I woke up to a phone call. It was a family member, and a family member was in a rough situation where he couldn't move any money. So he said, "Hey, would you buy a car for me?" And I said, "I don't know, man. What kind of car is it?" He's like, "It's an Audi A6." And I'm like, "Really? What color?" He says, "White." Now, the woman I was staying with at the time, she, we were both in Arizona, and she had a vision board. You got to look up vision boards.
Yeah.
And on the vision board, she had an Audi A6, white, right? So I'm going to my cousin. I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "And I'll give you $2,000 to do it." And I'm like, "Really?" So I did it off the fact that I manifested that. Now, the reason why I manifested the Audi is because I'm looking at this fucking vision board every day.
Yeah, you see it.
She had it on the wall.
If you have it in front of you, you'll see it in real life. For sure. For sure, man.
So with money, you have to be specific. A lot of people say, "I'm going to be wealthy." Okay, great. What is wealth to you? Is it 100,000, 50,000? Is it $20 and a pat on the ass?
Yeah.
So you have to be specific.
Yeah, they have different levels of what they think.
And then what happens is, I used to do this. I still do. I have checks coming in the mail. I don't say I want, because when you say want, it's a lack of. It means I don't have it. I want it. So instead, I bullshit myself. I already have it. That I already visualize it. And things start happening. I ask for opportunity. So instead of money sometimes, I ask for, I have a new iPhone 8, right? And then what happens is something will happen where I'll end up either winning it, or what I did, I think what happened was I ended up getting a discount for something. It was around Christmas time. So I got a discount on it. It wasn't huge, but still, I saw the opportunity to get an iPhone 8 at a discounted price. So you always get deals, you get parking spots, but I always tell people that quantum physics, the measurement of energy, right? So we're at a high frequency. When you're at a high frequency, that's the time to make your wish, right? When you're at a low frequency, don't do it.
Yeah.
Now, teaching people the law of attraction or quantum mechanics, quantum physics, it really, it's not all sunshines and unicorns, man. There's that low frequency that's going to hit. You just got to learn how to get out of it. So a lot of people, what they'll say to themselves is, "I'm broke," and then they'll feel it.
Yeah, because then
feel the bills.
they're there.
And then what happens when you feel it, when you speak about it, you end up producing it. So that is the battle between us, is that logical thinking and that subconscious mind and the conscious mind and whatnot. So when you put something down on paper, it's an action. So the vibration goes out into the universe or God or whatever you want to believe in. But there is something strong, and we're all connected. So for money, because money is an energy, I would suggest some people take out your money and smell it. So now you know what the smell of money is. And then you visualize yourself counting. What a lot of us will do is we'll say, well, I need that money to pay this bill, this bill, this bill, this bill.
And you'll pay it, but that's all you'll do.
But you'll keep paying it.
That's all.
Then
that's all
another bill will come along, and another bill will come along. I was living in the city when I first came out of Chicago, and I was like, I gotta leave. I'm gonna get tickets. I know.
And you got tickets.
I got 3 fucking tickets before I left. The week I was leaving, I got 3 tickets, and it added up to about $300, man. It was.
By the way, when does your thing go? Because it's at 9:50, 10 o'clock, or no?
10:10.
Okay.
Yeah, 10:10.
Right.
So let me just wrap it up.
And then I have one last question to ask you. Go ahead.
So for money, simply bullshit yourself. Simply feel that you have the money coming to you, and be specific. So if it's, say I have $100 coming to me, by the end of the week of additional money, and then don't worry about how. I have a new business opportunity.
Right.
Don't worry about
how. Just wish it'll happen.
It kind of goes in there, but you gotta wish it when you're at a certain frequency, or you're gonna get some bad shit. And I've got hundreds of stories. I mean, you could do a whole podcast about that.
Trust me, I know. I could tell you things like that too. And one of the things that I've learned in my, with everything I agree with you, failure is a good thing. I've failed many times, and I'm still doing it. So if I didn't fail, I wouldn't know how to succeed at certain things. So I failed many times, and I'm happy for it now. As you're doing it, as you're going through the crap, it sucks. But you have to do it. At the same time, for me personally, for those that know me, and I always say it, the last year that happened, you know how everybody's like, screw the last year, it may never come again. It was hard for me. But I'm happy and blessed that it did happen, because I had to go through it. Sure. I had to go through it. It sucks that I had loss, but now it's anew, and I keep going. And I keep going. Until the day I can't open my eyes in the morning, I mean, you could do anything. I mean, it's how can you not? Anyways, so it got deep, huh? We got the relationships, the Italian Greek girls out there. Bartolomeo still single.
I'm gonna stay single.
Yeah, me too. It looks like it for a while. And this is my disclaimer. If there is a girl out there that can handle what I want, and I in return, I wouldn't be selfish.
So if you don't have kids, do you ever want kids at this age?
No, man, it's not. Yeah, I would love to have kids one day.
So.
But here, my goals in life is what I want, and my vision. If a girl could be with me, at the same time she's got a vision, I'll be there for her. You know what I mean? It's got to be that. Because I've had girls where I've gone with, and all of a sudden they're like, well, you should stop doing what you're doing. No, I can't do that. That's me. In other words, if somebody tells me to stop being me, I'm not going to.
I had one girl ask me, she's like, let's go for coffee. And I'm like, I'm not dating. And she's like, it's just coffee, weirdo.
Yeah.
And I started laughing. I'm like, she called me a weirdo, man. That's fucking hilarious. I am kind of weird. What a weirdo.
But
coffee.
But think about why she said that. Why did she say that? Because she's all of a sudden like, relax, I don't want more. Why is she?
Because she wants to learn how to manifest. Who the fuck knows what she wants from me? I mean,
there's nothing wrong. I
don't know if I want to get to know anybody. Let her buy a dog.
In the meantime, get a dog. I don't want a dog because I have to take care of it. I want to take care of myself. I can't take care of myself. Anyway, so
yeah. What do you got the temperature on? Butt naked in here? I'm fucking sweating.
So later on. Is this man? I got the lights, bro. This is
show's over.
This is a makeshift studio, bro. It works though. It works. It did okay.
So you're gonna sign us off, or we're gonna go eat?
Yeah. We're gonna go eat. We'll be the Lakeview Wrigley area if you want to come meet us, ladies. So again, this is my guest.
All two of you.
My buddy Bartolomeo. Do you have anything to plug? Because usually I ask people if they want to plug anything of themselves. Do you have No, just
I've got projects I can't talk about right now.
Well, eventually. You'll know. And if anything is something...
Oh, for sure. If that's the case, then yeah.
Then you're going to tell me, right? Am I going to be able to be in something if it's something that I could be in?
Yeah, maybe.
I've been in 2 of your movies, and both were okay.
Yeah, I'm going back to TV.
Hey, me too. I'd like to be picked up one day. Maybe this will be picked up. Yeah. The hope.
I did not like that fame shit at all. That was weird for me.
You know what? We'll stop it there, and the next time we get together, we'll talk about that. Because, hey, I didn't love Hollywood. I hated it. I loved it. It's a different thing.
Hollywood is like dating a hot girl that breaks up with you every week. That's
yeah,
Hollywood.
there's no joke.
It's like being in a bad relationship.
And wonders why you showed up. Like you're here. Why are you
Yeah.
here? I already have a date. That's
Oh.
Hollywood. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, that's a different time, different story,
All right.
different show. But thank you again for everybody. Let's see, we had 3 signing out. So this was the RecKLess Effect web show and podcast. I will be throwing this up on YouTube on my I can't even talk, but this is how I edit it. So on my my channel, Little by Little Entertainment. So we'll have the full show there with my guest Bartolomeo. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time. As of right now, probably don't have any shows lined up, but if I do, I'll let you guys know on Instagram, and we'll keep in touch that way. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. That's about it. Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm going to press end, so we're done.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.
I like it.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for watching and listening. This has been the RecKLess Reglis Effect with Tryfon Reglis. Follow us, keep watching, keep listening, and thanks for the support.
And all these new joints provided by T-Funk and the RecKLess 7. Go out and get their new disc, the Exotic Lounge Funk Experience, baby.
Thank you for watching. More to come. All right.